Okay, if you're an anime and manga fan right now, you're probably like, yo, what am I in store for? Because there's so much right now in this episode. We got anywhere from Bleach, Chainsaw Man, JoJo's Bizarre Adventure, Slam Dunk, the author of Jigokuraku Hell's Paradise, Jujutsu Kaisen Season 2, Mashle, Trigun, and the catastrophe of what people are feeling at the very least. Mushoku Tensei Season 2, and then on the opposite side of the spectrum, we got stories in the music realm from Dr. Dre making gajillions of songs, fake Drake getting booted off of Instagram, Taylor Swift's Stalker, Master P doing excellence, absolute excellence out here, and so much more. Without further ado, let's jump into another exciting episode of ForneverWorld, the only news source that provides anything and everything anime and manga related and music. We don't bore you, we get into it. Let's do it.
No matter how you move, get it done. No matter how you move, get it done. No matter how you move, get it done. No matter how you move, get it done.
Okay, people, first order of business, please hit that subscribe button and that bell to get all notifications if you haven't done so already. It helps the channel, it helps us grow, it also will help you guys stay in tune with what's going down over here on these streets. So yeah, highly encourage you, hit those buttons. Off rip, this is one that they've been talking about for ages now. I kept on hearing this for ages. In fact, I probably reported it over here on FORNEVERNEWS at least a dozen times of, hey, it's not super confirmed or anything like that, but word on the street is solo leveling anime is coming in. There was definitely some validity to those claims because some of the information that we have here kind of matches up with what we've been told all these months, probably even a year and a half to 2 years at this particular point of, hey, solo leveling anime is coming, but we got all the details right here. And I ain't gonna lie, it's like about damn time. About damn time. How many people said, Fornev, that's not official, that's not confirmed, you gotta... Well, a lot of the details sound like the official and confirmed, and we've been having these details for a bit, but yeah, we got a PV for solo leveling that came through, which for the most part it was just showing, hey, this is the characters with a little bit of motion. It wasn't like any pieces of animation, but for starters it says solo leveling anime key visual, and we got this really sick key visual, and it says he used to be the weakest. Solo leveling coming soon to Crunchyroll. Director Shunsuke Nagashige, head writer Noboru Kimura, character designer Tomoko Sudo, music Hiroyuki Sawano, animation studio, which a lot of people have been saying, yo dog, how you saying that this is official and official? Well, this is the studio that's been attached to the solo leveling anime for a while now. A1 Pictures. A1 Pictures has been attached to that with the rumor for a minute, so there must be some validity to those claims. Because I've been hearing solo leveling A1 Pictures for a good minute, and people were saying, yo, that's not official. So some insider must have been leaking this information because, yeah, A1 Pictures is going to be attached. And if you don't know about A1 Pictures, they've done Magi, the Labyrinth of Magic. They've done Sword Art Online. I think every single thing of Sword Art for the most part, maybe not spin-offs, I don't know, but for the most part, the big pieces of Sword Art Online, they were involved, if not everything. The Fairy Tail anime, and the list goes on. A1, for the most part, the problems I've seen with A1 is the faithfulness of the adaptation in the past. Some people have argued that they weren't the most faithful, especially with things like Magi, and people just like be ragging on Sword Art Online, even though A1 Pictures did a phenomenal job of making Sword Art Online look stupendous. Even to this day, season 1 of Sword Art Online still holds up, despite the fact that, geez, I want to say Sword Art Online is like 10 years old now at this particular point. I think it came 2012 if I'm not mistaken. It was like Sword Art was the first big bang, and then Attack on Titan, and then anime just kept on rising from there in the West and whatnot. But yeah, solo leveling. And then we got extra pieces of information because this was a special message from solo leveling manhwa author Chugon H. Goon on announcement of anime adaptation. And yo, shout outs to the goons, though. I didn't know we had goons out writing manga now. That's what's up. Actually, I did, because there was a lot of people out there you'd be surprised that are anime and manga fans. Chugon said, about 6 years ago when I was writing the very beginning of solo leveling, if someone had said to me, the novel you wrote will become a comic, I bet I have told them to stop pulling my leg. But now I'm told that it'll be animated. Seriously, stop pulling my leg. But these days I'm feeling excited and thrilled. Since I'm still half doubting that this is real, I want to see Jinwoo and the other characters get animated soon and feel relieved. I'll keep working diligently while looking forward to that day. LOL. Yo, shout outs to your dreams coming true. Just believe and keep on pushing forward and keep being consistent, and you never know what could happen. Anything could happen. You just gotta envision it and keep on going and keep moving forward. And if that doesn't motivate you, what will? Like the fact that manhwa weren't even in the conversation a decade ago of being animated and, you know, getting all sorts of notoriety and whatnot. And look, they knock down doors. Why can't you? I tell that to myself all the time. I tell that to my crew all the time. I tell that to the people that I rock with all the time. Like, yo, you got to keep pushing forward. Stuff like this is just crazy inspirational that, yo, he just knocked down doors. And Solo Leveling, if they do it right, this will be the big ushering in that manga has been trying to do. They tried it with a couple of different ones. They tried it with Tower of God. They tried it with God of High School. Those didn't necessarily succeed. And while Crunchyroll is definitely attached because they're straight off the rip saying, yo, we got it, ultimately, hopefully, is not going down the same vein as some of those Crunchyroll originals, because the Crunchyroll originals people weren't really fond of, and we probably would have already had the big manhwa turn anime boom that people are really looking for, of like changing shit up. Because once these manhwa really become a staple with like, yo, this one's getting an anime, that one's getting an anime, everything changes from there. That's where the manga industry is going to change as a whole. That's where the anime industry changes as a whole, because now that creates competition. Now Shueisha, now Shogakukan, now Kodansha gotta look over there to Korea and be like, oh, we've got some competition there. So I'm looking forward to seeing what happens with Solo Leveling. Again, if this is big, this will change a lot of things. The scene is going to get a little bit steep with competition. Also, it's just dope to see, like, yo, the art looks really cool on this one, and I believe, isn't it like a MMO inspired thing or something like that? Either way, I'm just really excited to see what this does. I am very excited that I am going in there blind, because I've only read like maybe 3 chapters of Solo Leveling, so I'm gonna have a blast. Live reactions, yay, nay, let me know. Next up, Bleach fans, we got massive pieces of news. In case you missed it, in case you didn't catch it, there was a new Bleach trailer for the upcoming 1000-Year Blood War anime that came out. I will post right here if you want to go watch it. Highly encourage you. I had a blast making that video. But essentially, Bleach is returning. We got, first it was leaks of like, hey, look at some of the screenshots of what the characters are gonna look like, and I'm not even gonna lie, it just looks all freaking incredible and amazing. And I was just happy to see, like, yo, we really got a trailer and it's really happening despite all the doubts everybody had. You know, it was very, very bad. Very, very bad. The scene was, including myself, we was all down bad on like, it's never happening, it's never coming back, it's over, it's over. And they proved us wrong. Good shit. Because I mean, for starters, just taking another closer look at some of the stills from the Bleach 1000-Year Blood War trailer, you got Rukia there, she looked amazing. Renji, everything there, the color palette and whatnot. The only thing that might be somewhat in question, I would argue, is because these visuals are so freaking gorgeous, if they don't pull out all the stops a la a Studio Mappa, a la Studio Ufotable, then it could be hey, this looks absolutely gorgeous, hey, the fluidity of the animation isn't the greatest. That's a possibility, because at the end of the day, yeah, we saw in the trailer they moved a bit, but when they really go into action or whatnot, that's going to be the key determining factor on whether or not this sinks or swims. Because one of the big things you cannot deny when it comes to the Bleach series is that it is very battle oriented. It is a battle series through and through, especially 1000-Year Blood War. It is fight after fight after fight, legendary and epic fight after fight, but nevertheless, it's a lot of action. So these gorgeous character designs and character models from Bombietta, the captains, Bazz-B, Horsewall, Ichigo, Juhabak, everybody, they all look really good. I'm just wondering, when it's full on, we got, you know, 24 uninterrupted minutes of action, how is that going to play out? How is Bombietta's fights going to play out? How is all of these battles, Rukia and them, going to look when they're moving around? Because doing Sakuga, especially with these intricate, detailed character designs, is probably going to be a bit of a task. Like Studio Mappa or Studio Ufotable, no doubt in my mind they can do it. Can Studio Pierrot, which I believe are the ones that are doing it, you know, they had Bleach before, I'd imagine they're still the ones taking care of it, are they going to be capable of handling such a task when we've seen in the past examples of them dropping the ball? And I won't go into throwing some shots or some elbows at certain series that it's dropped the ball with, but yeah, Studio Pierrot haven't been the most top of the line when it comes to art and animation, so I'm hoping that they just make sure they study, make sure they bring in staff from Studio Mappa and Studio Ufotable, people that are like, hey, I don't want to get paid $2 for 30 minutes of animation, like, can I get a little bit more? Hopefully they bring them in, treat them right, and make them do some really awesome and epic Sakuga fluid animation. And just fluid animation, it doesn't necessarily have to be Sakuga to be fluid, because yeah, these stills look amazing, the action that we did see in the trailer looked really, really good, art and animation. I'm just wondering when it's full-blown, you know, 70 episodes, 50 episodes, however many it's going to be for the 1000-Year Blood War, that they don't cheap out on the motion and fluid fluidity and whatnot. Something massive is the Bleach Thousand Blood War anime will add extra anime-only fight sequences with supervision of Taite Kubo, which, yeah, I heard that apparently Kubo said that fights that he didn't get to expound on or just really weren't present in the manga, he is going to make sure is added into the anime, which that right there adds a whole new dynamic to the Bleach anime returning that previously wasn't even available. Of, yo dog, we might get Kubo's original vision, so who knows, maybe even the end of Bleach, while I'd imagine the major key points is going to be the same, hey, good guys win, yada yada, maybe Kubo's original vision of how things were going to go with Aizen and how things were going to go with a lot of key players in the story might actually come to fruition if he's adding in anime only fight sequences that we didn't get in the manga, which is great because there's just so much really great stuff that is about to happen with the Thousand Blood War. All the fights you ever wanted to see, all the characters you ever wanted to see throw down are going to be thrown down, and then some, because Kubo is going to be involved. Also, there was a Q&A there, and apparently in the Bleach panel update with the animation staff, they asked, do you want to share details of production's progress? And they admitted, honestly, we are falling behind schedule a bit, but to ensure great quality of product, so fans don't need to worry much about it. So they fell a little bit behind, but only due to the fact that they are going ham. Basically, they are doing everything they possibly can to make it look good. Yeah, fall behind if that's the case. It's fine. We waited a decade. We can wait a tiny bit more for more Bleach. Like, yeah, get it right and it's fine. Just don't use that as an excuse for another 10 years because then we have a problem, fam. Also, in other Bleach related news, this is huge. This is massive because Bleach fans have been speculating for quite a bit now. Yo, how big is it? Pause. Oh, God. How many copies sold is Bleach sitting at this particular point? We've had speculation. It's at 80 million, 100 million. I want to say the last time we heard it was definitely over 100. It might have been 120. I can't really remember, but they have confirmed that Bleach manga currently has 130 million copies in circulation worldwide, and clap it up, dog. The sleeping giant of Bleach has awoken and showcased that it still got it. You know, a lot of people, including myself, if I'm keeping it real, counted Bleach out for many, many years. And to see that it is flourishing and proving everyone wrong, that's really, really fire. On top of that, 130 million, that is nothing to sniff at. That is still one of the largest selling manga of all time. Clap it up, man. And at the same time, also, it's just really dope to see this big Bleach resurgence. Couple months away, 1,000-year Blood War. Let's go, baby. It's looking good. It's selling good. And just imagine what sales are going to be like after this, all these people that are catching up to Bleach. In fact, considering Shonen Jump's motto of having the series done and then dropping the anime, if all goes according to plan, a la Aizen, then this could be massive. Like, imagine this gives birth to a brand new generation of full-on Bleach fans, like millions of them. They gotta buy, what, 60-something volumes of Bleach, 70-something volumes of Bleach, however many they are, in order to collect the entire thing right there off rip. That just becomes a massive thing. At the very least, if they just buy the 1,000-year Blood War volumes, that's 200 and something chapters worth of volumes. They're going to be in over there at Jump, and Kubo's pockets is going to be going ba-boom! Not to mention the fact that he's also working on Burn the Witch spin-off series, and also Breaths from Hell, or No Breaths from Hell. I guess it was like type of sequel, spin-off-ish, in the future of the Bleachverse. A lot of really awesome stuff for Bleach fans. It's eat time, mate. It's 8 time. Next up, Mashle, Magic, and Muscles fans. We've been talking about Mashle a lot the last couple weeks because there's just been a lot of information little by little coming out from Mashle. Well, in the latest Anime Expo announcements and whatnot, some big stuff came out for starters. Again, confirming that Mashle, Magic, and Muscles, of course, is getting an anime. We talked about it getting a 2023 anime in last episode, but we got a little bit more. For starters, we got the first key visual and promotional image for the Mashle anime. Got a picture of Mosh Von Dead, or Von Dread, how is his name again? But with 2023 on it, it says Mashle, and you see him breaking the wand, and honestly, it looks really dope. It's a still image, so you can't really get much of like, oh, how's the anime gonna look, because hey, it's just like a promotional image. However, there is something that I don't want to say it's worrisome, it just kind of makes me question which way we're going with it, and I want your best guess or what you truly believe this means when it comes to the Mashle anime, because a part of me is like, does this mean that they're gonna do it all in one go, or what does this mean? Apparently, Mashle TV anime adaptation is defined as a complete adaptation on its official website. And off rip, you're probably like, yo, so what's the big deal? What does that mean? Well, what does that mean? Because that can mean many different things. Usually when they announce an anime, they'll probably either give you like, hey, it's confirmed for 13 or 24 or something like that. The fact that they're saying it is a complete adaptation, it is going to be a complete, could just mean that they're telling you like, yo, we are dedicated, we're going to animate the whole thing, especially considering the manga is already on the final arc. It would make sense that they would be like, yeah, since there's already an end goal for this one, there's an end time for it, for it. We don't gotta worry about it going too long, and then we're not gonna have a way to give you guys a solid ending. It could potentially just be that, hey, they're planning because the author Hajime Komodo is already going to end it. Yeah, we can dedicate ourselves because we know the length of it at this particular point ain't gonna be all that ridiculous. It could mean that, hey, we're gonna do this all in 50 episodes, so everything that is out right now, we got 50 episodes for it. That's what we're dedicating towards it. It's gonna be one big boom of just straight up a couple of cores of epicness. So it could be that. It could be that they're saying complete because they're gonna do an ongoing anime and they have no doubt in their minds that they're gonna finish it, where they could even add extra fillers and stuff like that. I have no idea how they're going to approach this one. Hopefully, now that I'm looking more and more at it, with Studio Pierrot being wrapped up in Bleach and the Boruto anime and, you know, their stuff, and Toei Animation doesn't sound like they're all that interested in investing in newer titles. Like, they've been really carrying on with legacy stuff for a bit now, and it works for them. You know, Dragon Ball's huge, One Piece huge, Sailor Moon's huge, Saint Seiya's huge, so they might not be all that interested in Mashle. So this could very well be a Studio Bones, A1 Pictures, the remnants of Madhouse. I was gonna say Gainax, but I doubt Gainax would be. But either way, I'm gonna take it that they mean complete because they're gonna do it in 50 to 70 something episodes, and they know that because Mashle is already confirmed to end, let's just say, a X amount of chapters, because obviously all of this is contracted out, right? Like, it's not just that, hey, Hajime Komodo draws until he's done. They usually have contracts of, hey, we want you to draw from the year, let's just say January 2022 to January 2023. That is the length of your contract, which would add up to X amount of chapters. Granted, there might be a break or two, so they could probably calculate out, oh, okay, it's going to be this many chapters. We can put all of that into X amount of episodes. That's what I'm going to gather it. I'm going to say that if there's already a little over 100 chapters at this particular point, and there's a lot of action and gags in Mashle, I'm going to guess that they probably already have 50 something episodes for it, and that's going to be the entirety of it, and they're going to try to go out with a massive bang with the manga ending and all that stuff, which it could go either way. It could be great. It could be like, yo, great, we're going to have a completed work, we don't got nothing to worry about, or it could be a catastrophe. It's up in the air, but Mashle is getting a complete adaptation, whatever that means, other than they're going to adapt the whole thing. It's just a matter of how they're going to adapt the whole thing, I guess, right? Slam Dunk fans, Slam Dunk. It's crazy because, you know, it's so many years later, and Slam Dunk is, for starters, still one of the most highest selling manga of all time. That still boggles my mind. Like, Slam Dunk is a basketball manga from back in the day, which for the longest time there was that rumor of, hey, you know, sports manga don't sell well, there's no point in making sports manga. Proved the people wrong, because Slam Dunk is still more popular than most of the manga out ever released or whatnot. But Slam Dunk got a couple things coming, and it's as follows. The first Slam Dunk movie will reveal a new teaser on July 7th on Toei's YouTube channel. Yeah, another thing, we were just talking about Mashle or whatnot, but Toei, they're even working on Slam Dunk Returns, Slam Dunk Return movie. I don't know if they'd have the manpower to take on new projects. And then they even released some new images from it. It says the first Slam Dunk movie has revealed new key visuals. The film is set to premiere December 3rd, 2022 in Japan. Oh, that's sick. Okay, so it's a little bit longer of a wait, but they got like all these images. Yo, Slam Dunk is the total opposite of like Kuroko. If Kuroko had more of those, I guess you would say, pretty boy-esque type of character designs, Slam Dunk straight up looks like real ones, like Mount Rushmore, we're gonna kick your ass type of real ones. I gotta get back into Slam Dunk. I tried it a while ago. The animation for the anime wasn't the greatest in my opinion. It kind of felt a little dated. I might just jump in via the manga, because that sounds like a great experience, although obviously you still, with sports, you would love to see it animated. But I don't know, maybe this could lead to a revitalization of Slam Dunk or something. That would be fire. Slam Dunk, but with updated art and animation. Ideally not 3D CG, okay? Not 3D CG. We don't need that. And I gotta throw that in there because it seems like the world is going into the 3D CG phase of, not even phase, like it's pretty much the damn near future at this point. From Dragon Ball Super to Trigun, we'll get into that later on in the episode, and a whole bunch of other stuff. 3D CG is here, and it's here to stay, and that's why I'm kind of laying off the whole thing of, like, I feel like we already lost the fight, dog. I feel like we already lost the fight. No, this is happening one way or another. We could go in kicking and screaming, or at the very least try to appreciate it for the art form that it may be, despite the fact that we still I always am going to prefer 2D animation over 3D. It just is what it is, and I don't know how I had a Slam Dunk thingy-majig lead me into that conversation, but yeah, Slam Dunk, December 3rd in Japan, new visuals, big revitalization, Toei animation movie. Dog, I love to see it when somebody does not quit, when they don't surrender, when they don't give up, because in case you don't know, the author of Hell's Paradise, Yuji Kaku, recently had a manga in Weekly Shonen Jump called Ayashimon, and after I believe 25 chapters, it got the straight up boot and axe, and I was just absolutely disgusted. Like, damn, Jump, y'all really don't want nothing new up in there, huh? Y'all ain't giving nothing a chance because it just fell by the wayside. However, it's very inspiring to hear that Yuji Kaku, he ain't let that get him down. In fact, who knows? Maybe he just kind of got sick of Ayashimon and didn't like the results he was getting. I don't know, but something there happened that Ayashimon is gone and Yuji Kaku's spirit is not broken, and that's really dope because honestly, getting canceled in Weekly Shonen Jump, I could imagine as somebody that I'm very much so into art, very much so into creating and whatnot, to get into the magazine and then get axed off, that would devastate anybody. That's like getting in any industry and then you get the axe. It's like, wow, you know, your dreams crumbling around you. But again, Yuji Kaku is a beast, and here's why. Yuji Kaku has been working for a month on a kind of work, quote unquote, they have never tried before, and that it will be announced publicly as soon as it is available. They said, it's been a month since I noticed while raising beetles and trying a quote unquote type of work I've never done. The above work will be announced as soon as it is about to be released. Preparations for the Hell's Paradise animation are steadily progressing. We would appreciate it if you will wait for the official information to be announced. Thank you for your continued support. So pretty much the author of Hell's Paradise, Yuji Kaku, for starters, he's promoting the Hell's Paradise anime that is eventually coming, but also he's already on to the next one. He's already working on his next work. Like, yo, and something that's never been done before. That is so freaking inspiring to hear. I'm working on stuff that's never been done before. I love to hear it, and seeing that, again, something as devastating as getting canceled in Jump, being an author, and not falling apart. Salute to Yuji Kaku. Like, this should inspire you, dog. He had his dreams, I'm sure, crumbled right there with Ayashimon's cancellation, and didn't let it stop him. He's still going strong, yo. I salute it, and whatever that new work is, I'm definitely going to support it, on top of the fact of course, we are highly anticipating Mappa Studios' Hell's Paradise anime. Let's go, baby. JoJo's Bizarre Adventure fans, in particular people that are waiting for Netflix's next addition to the Stone Ocean anime. Y'all know we got the first 12 episodes, I believe it was December 2021. We've been waiting, they've been starving us out. Well, we got a brand new trailer for the upcoming JoJo's Bizarre Adventure anime episodes, again, Stone Ocean, and also a little more insight. It says here, JoJo's Bizarre Adventure Stone Ocean TV anime second core, episodes 13 to 24, is set to premiere worldwide on Netflix on September 1st, and based off the visuals, it looks just as good as season 1, because season 1 there really weren't no visual complaints to be had. Like, it just looked really good, and we know September 1st we're about to be going crazy. Like, yo, from September on, I thought it was going to be a little bit into October, but pretty much from September on, we going to be in good. Like, right there, that's a nice marathon night, maybe even 2 or 3 sittings, depending on how much you want to watch for JoJo's alone. And then on top of that, it's going to look good. Man, this is going to be a great time to be an anime. It is a great time to be an anime fan. They starved us enough throughout the year, and fall, September on, is going to be great, and especially this one, because I'm going to keep it real. I'd be lying if I said I was enthusiastic and very happy about the way things have been going ever since Netflix got their hands on JoJo's. It is ridiculous to have to wait all this time for the next set, and then we probably going to have to wait another year to probably wrap it all up. I'd imagine maybe 30 something episodes will be the finishing. I don't know how long Stone Ocean's manga is, but hopefully it will only be like one more set. Like, it'll be ridiculous if we still gotta wait 2 more years to finish Stone Ocean. Like, at that point, it's like, come on, dog, we gotta show Netflix another lesson, because apparently they didn't learn the first time of stop playing with us anime manga fans. We'll be out of here in a heartbeat, dog. But yeah, people, September 1st, JoJo's Bizarre Adventure Stone Ocean fans, we're getting more episodes, thank goodness, and hopefully there's not much more. I'd imagine it'd probably be one more drop to finish it off. Any more than that, and it's like, okay, y'all taking this way overboard now, stop it. But who knows, it could actually go that route. Like, oh my god, how long until we get parts 7 and 8 animated? Jeez. Tatsuki Fujimoto and Chainsaw Man fans, we got a couple of updates from Tatsuki Fujimoto. For starters, something that kind of blew my mind and took me absolutely by surprise. I did not expect this, because y'all know Chainsaw Man 2 debuts, I want to say they said July 13th, 12th or 13th. I think it's the 12th in the North Americas and the 13th in Japan, like, you know, the time difference and whatnot. But either way, we know we're getting Chainsaw Man 2 in July, and in October we ideally should be getting Chainsaw Man anime from Studio Mappa. However, Tatsuki Fujimoto, the godlike creator that he is not done with giving us even more, because y'all know in between Chainsaw Man and Chainsaw Man 2, we've gotten a multitude of one-shots, re-release of old one-shots, all sorts of stuff that Tatsuki Fujimoto's done. In particular, Look Back and Goodbye Ed. already. Those are the two best one-shot manga I've ever read, period. Like, there's no other one-shots that come even close to hitting my mind and being like, oh yeah, no. Those are the two best one-shots I've ever read in my life. And in case you didn't know, Tatsuki Fujimoto decided to bless the fans once more with yet again another one-shot, because it is out now as of the recording of this video. It says here by the Weekly Shonen Jump official Twitter account, new one-shot alert. Just listen to the song. A new one-shot written by Chainsaw Man creator Tatsuki Fujimoto and drawn by, okay, so he only did the writing on this one. Probably at that point they were like, you gotta get on Chainsaw Man, enough already, because it's drawn by somebody else. To Strip the Flesh creator Oto Tora comes out this Sunday. It's out and it's called To Strip the Flesh. And yeah, the art definitely looks a bit different from Tatsuki Fujimoto, but if it's the same type of storytelling as Tatsuki Fujimoto, I'll be honest with you, like, I love his art, but I'm really invested in the way he tells stories. So if it's done in the same fashion as that, this could be another masterpiece. It could be another, like, again, I'm keeping it all the way. This is not no hyping it up or anything like that. Look Back and Goodbye Eddie, two best one-shots ever read, and if this is even close to that, then we might be a 3 for 3. I don't know. Let me know if you want to see me do a video on this one. I will read it, and if it's disappointing, I'll just keep it real. Oh, Tatsuki Fujimoto dropped the ball. If it is godlike, I'll tell you that too. If there's a lesson in it, I'll break down as well, because that's where ForneverWorld, little by little, as we, progress into this new direction in this new chapter, I like to go more in depth on things. It might be a smaller topic. Maybe people don't really care about that aspect or whatever, but I do. So we'll take a look and see what we can get from To Strip the Flesh. And it honestly looks like a steak or a heart. No, that's definitely a heart. Oh my god, I'm seeing steak and heart at the same time. What's wrong with me? And also, something really cool for Chainsaw Man fans. Apparently, Wave Schwartz's The Card Game will release Chainsaw Man Edition soon. So it seems as though a card game is going to have a Chainsaw Man edition to it. I will buy the shit out of it. Like, I ain't gonna lie. There's certain series, certain IP, certain franchise that they got me. I don't want to say a sucker for them, because I'm still always, cognizant of what I'm doing. But Chainsaw Man is one of those things, and probably because there hasn't been too much things that have been released for it yet, I pretty much will buy anything they throw out of Chainsaw Man that is really dope or cool. And if these cards are readily available, I will grab them in a heartbeat, because I love Chainsaw Man. Right now, I think the biggest thing that I have with Chainsaw Man is these two Nendroids. I got a Power Nendroid and I got a Denji Nendroid, which, they're running amok up there already, dog. Price is going to be bananas. But yeah, I'm always down to buy more Chainsaw Man. In fact, I think my next tattoo that I get, in case y'all know, I'm tatted up all over the place, but my next tattoo is probably going to be a Chainsaw Man related one, I'm thinking. I'm not going to say exactly what it is, because, yeah, I'll just keep it as a surprise until we drop it. But hey, Chainsaw Man Edition cards coming soon. I would even import this just to have it, because I love Chainsaw Man. Shout out to Tatsuki Fujimoto, just saying. Record of Ragnarok fans or haters of the anime of Record of Ragnarok, whatever you are, wherever you're on the line you tote. Well, for starters, we got an update on Record of Ragnarok Season 2. It says here, Record of Ragnarok Season 2 airs in 2023 on Netflix by studios Graphinica and Umeta Company. And honestly, from what they showed, for starters, they added in a little bit of information from what I've been told. Apparently, they recognize the error of their ways. They don't outright say it, but essentially they came and said, yo, we're gonna have extra staff this time around to make sure it goes right. So ideally, all of the backlash that Record of Ragnarok's first season got is going to be gone. I'm even seeing some images, and honestly, from what I could tell, it looks a lot better already than the first Record of Ragnarok, and I believe it's going to be introducing some really awesome characters and whatnot. But yeah, it looks like it's going to be good. Hopefully it's none of the stuff that plagued the first one, even though I keep it real, I'm one of the few that I really enjoyed Record of Ragnarok Season 1. I get it that it's an action series, you wanted to have the most fluid art and animation. Hopefully that's going to be the case for Season 2. It looks grittier, it looks like there's more detail on the character designs, and just hopefully the biggest thing is they put more fluid animation, Sakuga and all that stuff, because Record of Ragnarok Season 1, it was decimated. I was decimated for even saying, yo dog, I'm not going to follow the sheep, I'm not going to follow the herd. I'm not going to say sheep because, it is what it is. A lot of people will agree that, they don't really care for Record of Ragnarok's animation in the first part or the first season. I wasn't against it. I really enjoyed it, and I got bodied over that opinion. However, hey, maybe Season 2 will be a different story, because based on the information, again, it seems that they're putting more manpower and they're putting more better visuals already. They're showcasing like, hey, it's not completely stick figure-ish, even though I would argue that Record of Ragnarok Season 1, the art was beautiful. It was the animation that was terrible. The art, half the time, the characters looked really gorgeous, and I think that was an issue of they did it backwards. Like Record of Ragnarok, yeah, of course, beautiful art is always welcome, but for a series like that, maybe you could make some decent looking art but really fluid animation to get across what people really want, and that's epic fights. But I guess we gotta wait and see. Either way, we got some decent intel that they're putting more work in. Hopefully Record of Ragnarok season 2 is a lot better than season 1, even though again I was in the minority of saying I liked it. Jujutsu Kaisen fans, it's been a bit since we've heard anything about season 2 of Jujutsu Kaisen. I want to say it's probably been at least 3, 4, 5 months. I believe for the most part all we heard was 2023, it's coming, and little tiny updates but nothing crazy. Well, apparently I believe this was actually at Anime Expo, don't quote me on that, but we got some updates on Jujutsu Kaisen season 2 based off an interview. Let's read. Jujutsu Kaisen panel updates. They asked, did you think Jujutsu Kaisen would be as popular as it is? Manabu, the MAPPA CEO, that's crazy, I had the CEO of MAPPA there, says they did have some expectations based on their original success before full development. There was a popularity in both Japan and abroad. They are very pleased with the hit it has become. Then Manabu is asked how Jujutsu Kaisen is for MAPPA. He says before COVID, he went overseas a lot with Jujutsu Kaisen as a title and Jump. It impressed him a lot, and then based on the success, he worked on the TV series team to make a whole anime. The Jujutsu Kaisen script writer asked to look forward to more flashier fights and scenes in season 2, and yeah, if all goes according to plan, season 2's fights should look absolutely amazing, and the choreography should be amazing, and yeah, it should just be bananas. Then Manabu said that they are working really hard to make interesting material for season 2. How do you gotta work hard to make just, it's right there. Like the manga volumes are literally right there. There's nothing that you gotta do other than in terms of, unless he means visually like appealing, make it look interesting or whatever, but Jujutsu Kaisen, it's very interesting. Everything about Jujutsu Kaisen is extremely interesting. So yo, watch yourself, dog. Manabu, my eyes are on you. I'm just playing before people say, why are you talking to Manabu like that? Shut the fuck up. I can tell you the staff is doing their best and working really hard. Hope you look forward to it too. And yeah, we're all heavily looking forward to it. Jujutsu Kaisen staff tells that they like the fact that the character Toto is so popular in the United States. It's because Toto looks like me, dog. I make everything happen. Shout outs to Toto. Don't really care for the Japanese voice actor, but shout outs to the character Toto. Best of friend. And it's once again announced that Jujutsu Kaisen Season 2 will indeed air in 2023 as planned. No changes. So despite anything that's happening in the world, we are definitely getting Jujutsu Kaisen 2023, which, yo, 2022 from pretty much fall on, it's just going to be like anime heaven, because then we got Mashle 2023. We got Jujutsu Kaisen Season 2 2023. It's going to just be greatness, man. I'm very happy that despite this drought, the drought is coming to an end and salvation is right around the corner for all of us. Not to mention some really epic badassery with Gojo. Oh my god, I forgot how much I miss Gojo. They've been starving us of Gojo in the anime and manga, although I haven't been caught up with the manga, so let me not say that. He might be doing some crazy stuff or whatever. Something insane might have happened. A flashback of Gojo just doing epic stuff, whatever. But yeah, Gojo, I need more of him. And of course, best of friend Toto. Oh boy, people, let's address the elephant in the room. And I'm not talking about the elephant that stomped that woman's carcass not that long ago. Trigun fans, we gotta talk because we got the first trailer for the Trigun Stampede anime produced by Studio Orange, the same studio that did the V-Stars anime, and boy, are people upset. Let's read and we'll dive further into what we know. Trigun Stampede released its first trailer, and as you can see, there's some dude with blonde hair and orange glasses and a pistol, and we have no idea who that is. No! It wasn't long ago fans were informed about the next era of Trigun, and now there's more goodies on the way for them, quote-unquote goodies. After Anime Expo is here, the studio behind the new series has given netizens a special prize, a new trailer for Trigun Stampede, and it shows Vash the Stampede back in his element. He's in a different element. If you have not kept up with the series, you should know Orange made its big announcement about Trigun's return at the start of the summer. The studio confirmed it's working on a new anime that will debut 2023, and right now there's not many specifics other than this trailer, and the trailer is completely in 3D CG, and fans' biggest complaint is that Vash looks vastly different, and I'm gonna say as follows. The biggest shame about this thing is that the original anime of Trigun doesn't adapt the full-on source material. That's the biggest thing, because other than that, as I've stated before, I'm not gonna go into this next generation kicking and screaming. I've done that with hip-hop back in the day. I've done that with a lot of things. I'm not gonna do it. So it is what it is. 3D CG is here. It doesn't mean that I'm gonna be enthusiastic about it, but in terms of this trailer, does it look amazingly great? No. Does Does it look decent in some areas? Yes, I'm just gonna keep it real. There are certain areas, the fluidity of the motion and whatnot doesn't look too bad. Vash's new look, I'm not even gonna lie, I could see why some fans are upset about it. He looks way more flashier. It's like going from Naruto's look, I guess, to Boruto in a way, of how Boruto really cares about looking fly, or at the very least in the beginning of Boruto, he cared about looking fly. Naruto was just, I'm a knuckleheaded ninja, I'm gonna kick some ass. And I feel like that's the change in Vash the Stampede's design, where initially he's big red coat, hey, I'm Vash. And then here, he looks more of a progressive look, I guess you would say. So I can see why some fans are upset. Personally, I'm gonna try my best to look at it as follows. If I want the 2D Trigun anime, I can go watch the 2D Trigun anime. Is that what you guys want to hear? Absolutely not. I'm saying how I'm going to approach it, because it's either that, or what do you want me to do? Be miserable? Be like, oh my god, oh. Because I don't really want to avoid it. I just don't. I kind of am interested. So yeah, I'm going to just be like, okay, this is a different Trigun. If I want the 2D anime of Trigun, I have the 2D anime. Biggest shame, the 2D anime of Trigun doesn't finish the whole story. It is what it is. I'm going to go into this one with a more open mind. I'm going to start moving more with an open mind. Dragon Ball Super Superhero, I probably wouldn't. I've dreaded leading up until, you know, all of this happening if I wouldn't have been so close-minded. Again, do I want 2D over 3D? Any day, all the time, right now, tomorrow, yesterday, next year. But 3D is here, and it's here to stay, and thankfully it's improved a lot. Like, in comparison to something like Ajin's art and animation for 3D CG was ugh. Appleseed, ugh. This doesn't look that bad. I'm not gonna give it the ugh when it looks high. It looks decent. It looks in certain areas, but like a lot of the Vash scenes where he's jumping around and shit doesn't look too bad. And again, I'm gonna be open-minded. I might enjoy it. I enjoyed Berserk 2016 despite the fact that I can 100% wholeheartedly say fuck those visuals. They look terrible, but I love the story of it, and I loved the story of Vash the Stampede Trigun. So I'm gonna be open-minded. I know some people are gonna be upset with what I'm saying of, hey, I'm not gonna be miserable about some shit, but I'm not gonna be miserable, dog. Mushoku Tensei fans, there's been some new information. A new, I believe it was a PV, if I'm not mistaken, came out for Mushoku Tensei Jobless Reincarnation, and according to this, it says Mushoku Tensei Jobless Reincarnation Season 2 releases in 2023. And if I'm keeping it real, I gotta go back and finish the second core of Season 1 of Mushoku Tensei. I'll be honest with you, Mushoku Tensei kind of, I feel like, trolled me in a way, because when I first got into it, I thought it was just going to be this hilariously epic but hilarious thing of like this dude, like, you know, it starts off, he's a baby, he remembers his previous life, he remembers that he's a grown-ass man and stuff like that. I loved all of those aspects. Once it started going into all of what later on becomes, you know, common tropes of isekai series, that's where it kind of started to lose me a little bit. And granted, it's because everything copied off of, from my understanding, Jobless Reincarnation, like it's the grandfather of this shit, and if a lot of people came after and took all the elements, then that's not really Jobless Reincarnation's fault. But I love the elements of, yo, dog, I was a different person, but like, yo, I'm like 1 year old and I got the mind. It's kind of like Look Who's Talking, if you remember that movie, Look Who's Talking and Look Who's Talking Too. Kind of gives me those vibes in the beginning, and then it kind of goes off into magic, quests, guilds, yada yada. And I'm by no means hating on Jobless Reincarnation, I gotta be clear. It's just that I'm like, sorry wa nan desu ka? Yeah, people, Mushoku Tensei Jobless Reincarnation Season 2 2023 anime. Look forward to it. I have no doubt in my mind that it's gonna look great, and I have no doubt in my mind that it's probably going to be great. It's just because I've seen so many other isekai before I got to this one, I kind of feel like, oh, I know that, oh, I know that, oh, I know that. But let's see. Okay, people, and now it's time to relax and jump into the top 50 best-selling manga of the week, courtesy of our guy, Jos_Ke. And for starters, we got 50 through 41. Coming in at number 48, Hiromu Arakawa's other series, Arson Senki, 17,000 this week, 148,000. Doing decent, although I would argue, if I was Hiromu Arakawa, I would legit drop any of these side manga that I'm doing and just focus solely on Yomi no Sugai. Yomi no Sugai is her future. All of this other stuff, maybe you like doing it, maybe you're helping a friend, whatever the case may be, maybe it's just a quick bag, cool beans, jump into Yomi no Sugai full time. Don't waste any time with anything else, because that's where it's at. Then we got 40 through 31. We got, wow, I thought that for a second, number 40, Katai Naka no Osan Kensei ni Naru. I thought that was Food Wars for a split second. I'm not even gonna lie, I was super trolled right now. Then at number 37, we got One Punch Man Volume 11, 25,000, almost 280 in 24 days. Y'all see One Punch Punch Man still doing the damn thing, and that's honestly, I would throw a good majority of that on Yusuke Murata. His art is really his art, and then the epicness of a lot of the iconic moments from what I've been hearing is happening is what's really pushing those sales, in my opinion. His passion and drive. At number 31, we got the Tokyo Revengers character book, volume 3, 26,081. They eating. Kodansha's like, yo, it's the Tokyo Revengers banana. Honestly, Tokyo Revengers probably was going to end a good minute ago, and yeah, they sold those sales and were like, end it. You're not ending nothing, motherfucker. You stuck here. Kodansha says you here. Then we got 30 through 21. We got Record of Ragnarok in 7 days. Ouch. Oh, no, that's a special edition. Okay, I was about to say that is not good for Record of Ragnarok. In 7 days, a special edition of volume 15. I'd imagine the newest volume, 26,699. Okay, so then probably the original one probably did a lot more. Spy Family still tearing it up. It's from places 29 to 25, doing what, about 30 a piece. Not bad at all. What is this? Gate volume 20. Never heard of it. 31,000. Then from the author of Fullmetal Alchemist, the one I was just screaming about a little bit ago, Yomi no Tsugai volume 1 in 17 days, 152,000, 31,000 this week. Again, I gotta stress, Hiromu Arakawa, this is her future right here. She needs to stick to Yomi no Tsugai. That shit, at the very least, the first chapter that I read was fire. And if it continues that way, Hiromu Arakawa got one. Then jumping to 20 through 11, Spy Family Volume 9 there. Record of Ragnarok, The Legend of Lu Bu, Volume 6. Is that a spinoff, The Legend of Lu Bu? Yo, shoutouts to Lu Bu, Romance in the Three Kingdoms. Shoutouts to that. Number 17, JoJo's Bizarre Adventure, Crazy Diamonds, Demonic Heartbreak, Volume 1, 38,000, 74,000. That's crazy. Again, that manga is old as hell. 30 something, what is it, 30 years old or something, 20 something years old, and this spin-off series, boom, selling like hotcakes. And when the anime comes out on Netflix, it's gonna be boom, because I have no doubt in my mind that's the whole reason it even exists. Is Netflix is like, can we get some original JoJo stuff? Like, we get it, you know, anime, haha. Can we get like the most popular ones and like make something original? Which I'm willing to bet whenever part 7 gets animated, they're gonna do the same thing, because from what I heard, part 7 is wildly popular. They're probably gonna do the same thing, if not way more grander, because they're trying it with Stone Ocean. For whatever reason, Stone Ocean, maybe because it's a female lead, it's not the most banging with people going crazy for the spin-offs, but this Josuke spin-off, people are loving it, and it got Whole Horse in it as well. We got Mystery to Lunakari, or Mystery to Lunakari, how the hell you pronounce it, 49,311 and 17. That is going to be a big one. I keep on telling you, it is a big one already. It's not going to be. Top 10, top 10, top 10! Coming in at number 7, Soso no Free Eren, Volume 8, 74,000, 217,000 total 10 days. Excellent. Kaguya-sama Love is War, Volume 26, 80,000. Yo, Kaguya-sama fans tore me up for not mentioning it as one of like the pillars of this season of anime. Jeez. And on top of that, we know that it's ending in what, 14 chapters? Shout out to Kaguya-sama. I like Kaguya-sama. You guys treat me with respect, damn it. Record of Ragnarok, Volume 15, 140. Okay, so 140 plus 26. So it did 166, including the special edition. 167, let's just say, for Record of Ragnarok, Volume 15. Not bad. Those special editions, though, I'd imagine they make a lot of money because they could charge way more for whatever they add in there. Number 3, Kingdom, Volume 65, 146,000 in 10 days, almost 500,000. I always just say, yo, Kingdom, the story is what sells it, period. The story and the art. Like, there's no anime that people really care about. I know the Kingdom fans like, the anime has improved. Okay, that's fine. On a mainstream level, nobody cares. Just keeping it a buck. Like, on a mainstream level, there is no Kingdom anime. And coming in at number 1, Tokyo Revengers Volume 28, another 189,000, almost 600,000 in 10 days. That sounds about right for Tokyo Revengers. Maybe slightly off, but dope cover. I don't really recall what contents is in there. It might be after where I stopped reading, but Tokyo Revengers dominating again, showcasing that despite Tokyo Revengers not being, you know, the most liked right now, it still has a lot of fans, especially in Japan. And yeah, people, those were the top 50 best-selling manga of the week, courtesy of Joso_Ke. Always a treat, and very interesting with this one. Okay, people, now it's time for the music section of Forever News. I go lie, this is my favorite bit of the show. Let's dive into it, because for starters, we got a little bit of, I guess, an update, and kind of an insane update for Dr. Dre. It's been a good minute since honestly, I don't even think I've ever talked about Dr. Dre on camera, so I'm very excited to talk that. Apparently, Dre went quote-unquote nuts and created 247 songs during the pandemic, according to this article courtesy of allhiphop.com. Producer Dr. Dre said he recorded almost almost 250 songs during the pandemic as he went through a high-profile divorce. Y'all remember that was very devastating, and recovered from a brain aneurysm. Scared all of us. All of us were scared. The music mogul and mastermind behind so many iconic moments in hip-hop culture dropped the incredible number while recording in the studio with Busta Rhymes and Spliff Star. Yo, shout outs to Busta Rhymes. Oh man, actually no, I'm lying. He had that one record with Trippie not that long ago. Trippie Redd and Busta. That was kind of decent record. I liked it. He said, I did 247 songs during the pandemic. Then we paused, did a whole album with Marsha Ambrosius. That's fucking nutso. That's crazy. 247 songs. Then we came back. What did we do after? Oh, I did the Grand Theft Auto shit. And then we're working on Snoop. Then the multi-platinum artist said, we got 2 days in right now. We got like 6 bangers. He said he got an entire album done in 2 days and couldn't think of what would be next. That's okay, Busta knew. Busta Rhymes said his project should be next on the roll call. In addition to getting divorced and making music during the pandemic, Dre donated $10 million to Compton High School. Shout outs to that. That's freaking amazing and beautiful to hear. And I'm not gonna lie, it's just inspiring. Like, yo, dog, if you're making and you're creating, that should inspire you. 247 songs. That's pretty much like, what, about a song every few days if you calculate it? Because how long the pandemic been going? Since about March 2020 it was officially declared. So we're about 2.5 years, a little less than that. Dude has been doing his thing. Every few days he's been making a song, if you calculate it correctly. 247 songs, and salute to him, dog. I know what it's like. Me and this microphone, we go from talking to you guys about news and stuff to an all-night session of, yo, dog, I gotta redo that line. Yo, dog, the ad-libs. Yo, dog, pull up that beat. Like, it gets vicious in here, and I love it, and that's just inspiring. 247 songs, dog. Like, wow. Kind of reminds me of like Lupe Fiasco's Drill Music and Zion. Apparently he recorded all of that whole album in 3 days. He did that album in 3 days. Nuts. Next up, something really awesome in hip-hop that I wanted to highlight. A lot of people be always saying, yo, hip-hop is negativity, hip-hop is this, hip-hop is that. And if you're one of those people, listen to what Master P's done. This is freaking amazing, and it's sad that it has to happen, stuff like this in this world. Shit like this is terrible, but ultimately Master P is making a difference, and I love to hear it. Master P and his son Hersey give 2-year-old a birthday party after she was as an infant. Oh my god. Master P and his son Hersey paid it forward by splurging a 2-year-old who was assaulted. Hip-hop mogul and philanthropist Master P and his son Hersey Miller hosted a private birthday party for the 2-year-old girl, Ocean Robertson, who was shot in Louisville, Kentucky back in 2020. The baby was injured during the gunplay, limiting her family's desire or ability to throw her a party. However, the No Limit soldiers stepped up to the plate and blessed the young princess with her first party since being that December while sitting in a car with her mother, Farquanza Akram, also known as Molly, on West Oak Street. The baby was spared, but her mom transitioned shortly after the accident. Rest in peace to that mom. The celebration was held at the Louisville Zoo on Thursday, June 30th. This is a great feeling today, seeing the progress, how she's constantly fighting and growing and getting better. It's just a blessing. I don't want to read any more of the article. That's just really sad. I didn't know that the mom actually didn't make it. It's already horrifying to hear a baby, that's a baby going through something like that, and then on top of that losing the mom, hits close to home to even think about. Rest in peace to that mother. Shout outs to Master P. This is how you make a difference, dog. This is how you make a difference, and I hope they gave maybe some funds or something so this little girl could have a better life, now that she's in the situation she's in. But yeah, wow. Shout outs to Master P, and again, condolences to that entire family. Very, very sad stuff. Next up, something very interesting for Logic fans. Now, in case you don't know about Logic, he's a hip-hop artist that recently, I want to say it was over the course of the pandemic, had basically claimed that he was going into retirement. He's been signed to Def Jam for a long time now, although I remember them giving him like $20-something million a few years back. It was probably like 2017, 2018. They gave him like $22 million, and it was like, yo, it's up for Logic. Then he went into that whole retirement thing. He was doing Twitch for a while. He came back recently, and his album, from my understanding, didn't sell the greatest. I think it did like 30-something thousand copies or something. It was like on par competing with like Kevin Gates' album or something, and I think it kind of did about 30-something ish, which is a very, very low ball for Logic that normally sells about 60 to 100,000 plus each album. I would attribute that to the fact that once you're at the final album of your contract, your record label has no obligation, and in fact contract, there's no incentive for them to push you unless you re-sign with them. And considering Logic has been shitting on Def Jam for a good minute, they were like, yo, dog, you're gonna flop and get the fuck up out of here. But Logic quickly is landing on his feet because according to this, Logic signs with BMG following Def Jam exit. Logic released his final album for Def Jam Recordings in June. He partnered with BMG to be respected as an artist. Logic inked a deal with BMG after finishing his run at Def Jam Recordings. The 32-year rapper referenced signing with BMG on Sayonara, the last song on his Vinyl Days LP. The album, which dropped in June, was Logic's final release for Def Jam. There's a lot of bitches in the music industry, Logic said in a press statement. I'm just glad to move on to a place where I can be independent and respected as an artist and feel like I'm in control of my career. Logic's BMG deal will allow him to own his sound recordings. He secured the artist-friendly partnership after voicing issues with his situation at Def Jam. Our new partnership is an incredible opportunity to begin the next chapter of Logic's career and further expand his brand. Everyone at BMG is well positioned and prepared to amplify his creative vision and elevate his music to the next level. And it's crazy to just hear, you know, artists being able to get out of deals and contracts. Granted, the record labels is always shitty the way they do things like that. Like, yo, just because it's the final project, like, don't you think it would still be a dope investment to, hey, let's invest in him so that this project could live in infamy and down the road it'll be a big deal. So I kind of look at it in a couple different angles. Like, yo, if you can make one of these records hit for his final album with you guys, that would still be a big bag. But they see it also. Honestly, it almost feels like a bit of a petty thing. Like, you're leaving us, fine, but we're gonna screw you over if you're leaving us, like a bitter ex or some shit like that. I don't know. That's kind of how the music industry sometimes comes across. But shout out to Logic for making that move over there. Yeah, I don't know. Still don't like the way Logic be moving in certain areas, in particular attacking certain podcasters over certain comments and stuff like that. Like, kind of be a little... Quick update for Travis Barker. In case you don't know, there was a serious scare. Apparently, he ended up in the hospital. He was hospitalized due to, I believe, his pancreas. There was an issue, but it says here, Travis Barker much better after suffering severe life-threatening pancreatitis. I went in for an endoscopy Monday feeling great, but after dinner, I developed excruciating pain and have been hospitalized ever since. He gave an update on his health after being hospitalized in LA earlier this week. The producer and drummer told fans he's feeling much better after facing a life-threatening pancreatitis. He said, during the endoscopy, I had a very small pulp removed right in a very sensitive area usually handled by specialists, which unfortunately damaged a critical pancreatic drainage tube. This resulted in severe life-threatening pancreatitis. I am so very, very grateful with this intensive treatment. I am currently much better. Kind of sounds like a little bit of lawsuits is possible there, mate. Then for Taylor Swift fans, all two of you out there, like, relax. I know Taylor Swift fans, but I found this to be wild when this happens. A man found at Taylor Swift's NYC home and he's facing stalking charges. 35-year-old New York man is facing trespassing and stalking charges after authorities said he entered 2 New York City residencies linked to the famed singer-songwriter Taylor Swift. Police say the suspect, who was arrested Friday, July 1st, entered one of the residential buildings located in the city's Tribeca neighborhood on March 26th. He walked through an unlocked door and remained unlawfully before fleeing on foot when security told him to leave. Like, dog, what did you think he was gonna do? What did you think he was gonna do, dog? Like, no, it's never okay to do that. I don't care if there's a giant singer. I don't care if it's a YouTuber, whoever it is. Don't do it, dog. Cats is gonna handle you. Don't ever do some shit like that. That's wow. I guess it's good Taylor Swift wasn't home, but I'd imagine her security would have desecrated that dude's whole existence if he would have even got near her. So yeah, I mean, like, yo, dog, didn't that recently happen with Eminem? Like, didn't some dude, like a dude that was like on meth or something, broke into his crib and shit like that? Like, be careful out there, especially if you have any type of notoriety or celebrity out there. Be careful. This one right here is a little gossipy, but I just had to throw it in here because apparently, in case you don't see it on the timeline, in case you don't see it popping up in the shade room or whatnot, there's been a guy that impersonates Drake. He got very popular off impersonating Drake. He had the heart on his head when Drake was doing the whole certified lover boy run and all that jazz. Well, he kind of made a little bit of a career, him and that Lil Durk impersonator, Perkio or whatever. They were making moves. Well, apparently it says fake Drake has been banned from Instagram for impersonating Drake. I'm gonna keep it real with my suspicion of what happened. More than likely, Drake's people or Drake himself probably reached out and said, yo, dog, you're giving me a bad image. You're running around. Apparently, like, he had gained weight, the Drake impersonator. And probably, I'm guessing Drake told him, yo, stop it. And probably dude was like either, nah, I'm not, or kept on moving and ignoring it, and then Drake and his people probably sniped him because this dude existed for a good minute. Why would he just suddenly be poofed out of here unless there was a complaint from probably Drake and his people like, get this dude out of here, though. We on a whole different type of time. I'm on honestly never mind time, and you still on that certified lover boy heart shit. Like, get out of here. So I'm guessing that's what happened. That's my crazy theory. I have no basis of that speculation other than kind of makes sense, and I wouldn't be surprised. But I guess that's also a valuable lesson, dog. Do not try to create a career trying to be somebody else. You gotta be yourself. Always be yourself. Hopefully this dude can land on his feet. Honestly, you got a little bit of clout from that. Try and turn it into something else. I don't know, create a podcast. Make a cooking with fake Drake. Some shit there. Just like, leave it alone already, though, on the IG stuff. Like, IG gets people into a lot of shit, bro. And yeah, people, that's all we have for today's episode. Curious what you guys think. Most important story, favorite story, something I didn't talk about, and you're like, come on, Fornev, talk about it. Let me know. That's all I have for this one. I'm ForneverWorld, and as always, people, have an awesome day. And remember the golden rule: anime and manga for life, boy. Have an awesome day. Peace, and you guys just watched another episode of ForneverNews. Have an awesome day. Don't forget to subscribe and hit that bell. I'm just saying, let's go.
So just go to ForneverWorld.